Mm-hmm. And we see
I still like the interactions here between these guys.
And we see the Scarecrow zombie, and I started thinking maybe Shane will have an appreciation for Rick now, because Shane would have left himself behind.
Yeah.
Rick didn't, and saved a valuable member of the crew.
Yeah, and Shane's MVP, you know? Like, Shane thinks he's the best, so...
Yep.
Smart move, Rick. Yeah, I don't know how that's going to factor into their relationship coming up, but it'll be interesting. So that's it for the episode.
Yep.
I wanted to do Zombie Kill of the Week and Idiot Survivor of the Week, as usual.
Oh, let me guess what your Zombie Kill of the Week's going to be.
I don't know.
Did it involve Zombie Jenga?
It did involve Zombie Jenga, yeah. It's Rick shooting through the zombie head to kill the other zombie.
There's a lot of good...
Pretty freaking awesome.
This is a strong episode for nominees for Zombie Kill of the Week.
Yeah, all the knives to the head, and yeah, plenty of them.
Who's your Idiot Survivor?
My Idiot Survivor of the Week is Lori for being stuck in the 50s, but only slightly more than Andrea. Mm-hmm. Only slightly.
And this show had done such a good job to claw Andrea back from... I can't believe they had her take this pro... I never thought that was a very good argument, and you can listen to my thoughts on it back in the previous episodes where I'm like, what? And having the show call that back now, it just really drove me crazy.
And I think last episode I said something about Andrea being kind of a more sensitive version of Shane, an understanding version of him, but I don't get her this episode.
The thing is, like, I don't believe the writers didn't knock this out of the park, because it seems like the more interesting thing for her to say would be, I used to think that taking my choice away was wrong, but now I've done this and I've grown, I've become stronger, and I'm glad I didn't take that choice. And she could have had that conversation with the girl that, like, look, I know where you've been.
Yeah.
And I've lost my sister, and I lost this, and I did this, but people that loved me cared for me and made sure I didn't do this, and I'm telling you now that this might be a bullshit asshole, cunt punch of a world, but it's still worth living. But they had her take this... Andrea Kevorkian stance?
Yeah.
I drove me crazy.
What was I going to say about... let's talk about Beth for a second.
Can't Dewey.
Does anyone give a shit whether or not she kills herself?
I don't.
Was this a point of tension in the episode at all?
No.
No, because who is Beth?
It was just an idolot. And again, instead of showing character growth in Andrea, I think they just showed sort of kind of mean, petty regression. She's still holding the fucking grudge that this group had the nerve, the gall.
Even though she's quote-unquote
to
gotten
save
past
her.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure thing, Andrea. Yeah, we believe you.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wouldn't have been more effective to have a character that we actually cared about try to commit suicide? Like maybe Glenn.
Or, I don't know, if you're going to use this as a backstop for dueling, it's hopeless, we should kill ourselves. No, we shouldn't so much to live for, but Lori's flip-flopped on 4 times now. Then Lori's irredeemable. So give her all the bullshit angry lines. Like, make her be the one, like, you know what? I used to think maybe I'm still thinking it's the right choice, even though I've got this baby, blah, blah, blah. And have Andrea be like, look, you stupid, blah, blah, and blast her. But I don't know. It's out of all the different possibilities hanging there, don't agree with the choices they made.
She keeps flip-flopping, too. Like, even... after she realizes that Beth doesn't want to kill herself, she goes on to Andrea's side. I'm not going to say she's right, but sometimes you got to cross the line. What the fuck was that?
The action was very good. The kind of resolution and moving forward of the Shane Rick was good.
Yep.
The cinematography, a lot of the shots were really good.
Yep.
Everything that happened on the farm was awful.
Yes. Absolutely terrible.
And what's worse... this show, ultimately, what happened in this episode?
Pretty much nothing. The only things that were resolved here were the things that were set up here.
Yes.
Like, no running threads were tied off here.
This kid is going back to the farm, and we're going to still deal with them again next week.
Yeah.
Which, I think I said last week, I don't give a shit about this kid. I don't want...
Well, it's whether or not you give a shit about the survivors... being found, I mean, that's the real question there. But you're right. It shouldn't be an issue. We've already dealt with this once. Why are we dealing with it again?
Yeah, and I mean, the cynical part of me says, well, we thought a lot about that. The same thing about the Sophia scene or Sophia scenes, and it turns out that had a really great payoff.
Sure.
So they still can pull this out, and
but we didn't enjoy that ride is the problem.
yeah, I think the show really needs to decide what it's going to be. Is it going to be a serious character study about what would happen in this scenario, or is it going to be, zombie kill of the week?
Yeah.
Or is it going to skillfully blend both, which is, I think, what we're hoping for. But right now, it's not pleasing either. And you can see that in the internet forums, and that the people, even the ones that defend the show, they either want more zombie. Most of the defenders, it seems like they want more zombie kills.
Yeah. And
the people that are hanging on here for character development seem to be, disappointed in the missteps and stuff like that. So it's like, I kind of think they need to decide what show they want to have.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope they can pull some better character interactions out. But yeah, you're right. The action's good.
So
can I do one final thing of speculation here?
Sure.
I'm wondering
it's your show.
Randall, this kid, might be the link back to Merle. Because we know there's more of his group, right? We know he's like those guys who drove off in the truck.
It wasn't just one guy in a truck peeling off to a camp of himself, I don't think.
Exactly, yeah. So I'm wondering if Merle isn't back in that camp. If they didn't find Merle and help him out, and now he's part of their group. Because I think Randall says that he joined up with a bunch of psychos, right? Like, I'm not part of them. They're just a bunch of lunatics.
Well, he was, I think, saying that because they were trying to kill last he knew before they threw him in the ball gag and blasted him with Molly Hatchet. That they were trying to kill these guys.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think he's just trying to put whatever distance he can between them.
Sure. But it would be interesting to see Merle come back that way. Otherwise, I don't know how they're going to link Merle to these guys again.
We ready for some feedback?
Yep.
All right. Ed K says, listening just now, love your Rick impressions. Thank you. Some nights I got it, some nights I don't. I don't understand how Lori bought Shane's story. Either A, they would have to pass her wrecked car on the way back, which is unlikely, or B, they'd have to pass her while she walked down a center line of the pitch dark road, which, by the way, why do people always do that in TV/film?
Walk down the middle of a dark road?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because where I'm from, when you're walking down a dark country road, you wear dark clothes, and you're just offside the road where you almost get fucking hit. God damn, people. So I don't know. I mean, the zombie apocalypse seems like walking in the middle of the road would be the thing to do.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but Lori's not so bright. There's your explanation, Ed.
Definitely not. She didn't think about it much.
S. Mateo wrote, normally I completely agree with your criticism of The Walking Dead, but I thought your praise for Season 2.5 opener was not justified, no pun intended. The episode went back to the slower than slow pace that characterized most of the series' run, with only the last 10 minutes showing any sign of life, pun intended. Triggerfinger's story, however, never stopped moving. From what I've heard about Glenn Mazzara's approach, he wants to burn through the story, not tease the audience or milk the drama.
That's good.
The latest episode seemed to possess what has been lacking the show so far, which is momentum. We got more zombies, rival survivors, character development, insight, politics, whispers of war between survivor groups. I felt you were much harder on this, a much stronger episode than you were in Nebraska, which I thought was more the same. For the first time since the series opener premiere, I'm optimistic about the future of the show. I find that to be often the case, is that when if I'm really liking something, there's going to be a person that hates it. This is why this episode is so weird, that it seems very polarized between people that loved it, hated it, and then I kind of see there is very lots of good, but there's a lot of bad.
Yeah.
And the good stuff is somewhat undermined by the foundation being creaky.
I think I've defended why I liked the half-season opener pretty well in that podcast. So
you're also completely wrong about Rick saving the kid in the episode. I recently watched Lord of the Flies, and I think it's a great companion to the show. Shane, like Jack, doesn't understand why people still want to follow the same rules that they did pre-Zompocalypse. He represents the worst aspects of human nature when left unchecked by society. Rick, like Ralph, instinctively knows that you cannot completely abandon your humanity without the world devolving into chaos. Just because Rick put down 2 other people who are threatening him and his group does not mean that showing mercy to an enemy is a step backwards. Rick saving that kid is completely consistent with his worldview and his approach to survival. You can disagree with his decision, but I think it makes him more interesting. That's the reason why he's here at the show, not Shane. I think showing him mercy would be a bullet to the head.
Yeah.
Trying to save him with the number of walkers that they showed in that situation.
And the potential for harm to the group overall.
Seemed foolhardy to me. Yeah. But does it make him a more interesting character? That's we'll see how.
I'll say that it certainly is in his established pattern.
Yes,
as a character. So
yes,
okay.
Mike from North Carolina says, "Hey guys, love the podcast. I think I heard from you guys that someone loyal to Darabont was going to leave the show to do another project with him. It's probably Jeff Dumman because he had to pass with him already. So Dale is probably going to get killed by Shane, and that causes a split in the group at the end of the season. We'll also put Andrea in an awkward position." Well, that was my prediction. I thought that Shane was going to kill the Survivor, and my money was going to be on Dale. And I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Honestly,
Dale can go.
I would like to see. I think that the show would be in large part fixed by killing more of the main characters.
Just killing the right ones, though. We don't don't want the wrong ones to die.
Right. Monique wrote in, shared an article with Robert Kirkman from IGN dealing with T-Dog's storyline or lack thereof. Kirkman said that I love the character and the actor who plays him.
Wait, how can you love the character? There's no character. He's just a dude in the show.
No, he got a fever and he wanted to leave the group.
Oh, God. All right.
Irony Singleton is honestly one of the nicest guys I've ever met. Totally cool dude and does a great job. The writer's room is full of big T-Dog fans. Bullshit. And they were trying to work him in. Unfortunately, right now, there's a lot of stuff going on with Shane and Rick, a lot of stuff going on with Daryl, a lot of stuff going on with Glenn. So when you have to focus on where the stories are, T-Dog, though, will definitely get his day, and he's got some really cool stuff coming up that I think a lot of people are going to be excited about.
Cool. I hope so.
But he agrees that he is somewhat underutilized right now. Jesus Christ, what would underutilized look like?
Yeah, a character we haven't heard of that's been there the whole time. We've never seen on screen.
But it's all cyclical. We'll have to move these characters in a natural way, and not everyone can be in the spotlight at all times. I will volunteer Lori's place in the spotlight.
All right. I'll get behind that.
Fletch writes, you guys are so busy criticizing Rick in the bar, yet you forget he was a cop. I'm a cop, and sometimes you just know when bad guys are about to do bad things.
Was I criticizing him for shooting those guys? I don't know that I was.
Maybe
I was.
I
can't remember.
Said that it seemed like it was a little fast.
Oh. I don't know. I thought it was pretty awesome, actually.
Plus, Rick watched True Blood. He knows that Dave is a serial killer on that show. You were talking about the leadership tactics and styles of Rick and Shane. It seems like a dynamic in the show is a lot like the group show Survivor, forming alliances based on unfolding events and only seeing personality traits emerge over time. Guys like Rick are automatically looked at as leaders, while others, such as Dale, use information to manipulate and shape the group. Dale pulls people aside and tells them things individually about Shane because he hasn't the spine to come right out and say it. Mm-hmm. And also denying Shane a chance to refute the information. That way he can turn people's opinions of Shane's actions by calling his motives into question.
All right. I feel him on that comment, but I have to say that's the difference between reality television and scripted dramas. In scripted dramas, you want the character definition like right up front. You want to know where is this character coming from, why are they making the decisions they're making, as early as possible. I don't want 2 seasons in to not have any idea what the motivation of this character is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with it from that standpoint, honestly. I actually like I like the character of Dale for what he is. He hasn't pissed me off since the Lookout failure, which was largely a failure of the directors and writers.
Yeah.
Even more evidence in this scene where Dale tries to sway Andrew's opinion and she defends Shane while Lori hears the same information and takes it as truth. Lori, having previously been exposed to Shane's rapiness, has good reason to believe Dale.
Sure. I can see that.
He's excited about Andrea and Shane forming a hidden alliance potentials. So I read that second part of the email largely because of the word rapiness. I liked it.
I would like to see an alliance between Shane and Andrea.
Adam... You mean more than they already have shown? More than the dirty car?
Yeah, more than the crotch grab. Sure.
All right. Adam, let's put to bed the thought that Shane is too popular to die. Shane is gonna die. John Barenthal has signed on for Frank Darabont's TV show L.A. Noire, where he will play the lead. Walking Dead is filmed in Georgia. L.A. Noire will be filmed in, obviously, L.A. He can't do it both.
It's going to be a commute, man.
I don't know. They might film Georgia to be like L.A. I mean, hell, they film L.A. to look like Harlan County, so they can do any fucking thing as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I think he'll die in the last episode of the season because that's the kind of stuff the show does. I do kind of wish they'd have him die unceremoniously, like 20 minutes in episode 11, just because it would catch everyone off guard.
I'd like to see that. That reminds me of something I was going to say earlier. I'd like to see someone die not from a zombie bite or whatever, but just like Shane gets pissed at Dale and just pile drives him into the ground and breaks his neck or something like something you don't expect to happen.
Or it'd be kind of cool to see Lori die of a car accident, something mundane. Like, we died of a car accident right now.
Yeah.
Hell, I almost died today from some idiot blowing through a roundabout. And I was like, shit. You know, it's like, that would be funny to see.
She almost did.
In the zombie apocalypse with no cars on the road, Lori could kill herself.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think Rick will reveal that the CDC told him, and it'll push Shane over the edge, and maybe something like we're all going to be zombies eventually, or something even more out of left field, like Lori's baby's a zombie. Ooh. It's going to gum his way out.
They have been foreshadowing those zombie babies, man. There have been 2 car seats. There was one in the bus.
That's disturbing.
It's creepy.
I'm going to hate it when they got the zombie kids, man.
A school full of like young elementary.
If Lori's baby's zombie, I think it's going to die in the womb just from there's no nourishment.
Yeah, I don't know how zombie birth works, man. They did it in Dawn of the Dead, and it was pretty cool. But
right, that was another Lori being too thin joke.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah,
see,
yeah.
I also got to ask Aaron, I hear your southern accent, and being a Mississippi boy, can't help but wonder about whereabouts you from. Just an accent, my guess is maybe Georgia or southeastern Tennessee. Is your name Limehouse, sir? Are you Adam Limehouse? What the fuck is going on here? I'm actually born and bred in Indianapolis, and I've been told many times I have a southern accent. I did spend a few years as a teenager down in Texas. Maybe I picked it up there.
Oh,
it's more central Texas. They don't have a particularly strong accent, but if you're hearing it, it's, I don't know, maybe the alcohol.
We just say y'all.
Y'all,
I
do like to throw in a y'all.
Yeah.
There, here and there. Wasted Kitten writes in, after watching the last episode, 18 Miles Out, I have to say I think everyone heals way too quickly in the show. How the fuck was that kid able to run and walk with extensive muscle damage to his leg?
Yeah, good question.
Very good question. Very good question. And holy hell, Andrea and Lori fighting was freaking irritating. Yes, it was. Tom in WV, West Virginia.
In a Volkswagen.
That was the running joke back in...
I know.
Okay. One quick observation. Andrew Lincoln punches like he comes from a soccer playing country. As he's straddling Shane and punching from his... chest. In a similar Breaking Bad scene, Aaron Paul looked like he could have done some damage. Lincoln, not so much. Seconds early, he tried to tackle Jane by jumping on his back. What the fuck? You looked like a kid. I've seen better punches at poetry readings. Yeah. And plus the armpit punch.
Yeah. He has not been in many brawls, apparently.
No. When your previous screen credit is Love Actually, I don't think you get in a lot of brawls.
Yeah.
John from Portland says, hey, I think this is John P. from Portland, actually. Hope all is well. It's been a while as I haven't had time to catch the episodes before your cast. Glad to see you guys are still growing strong. One, outside of Rick's accent and a couple points, I really enjoyed the whole Rick and Shane scenario. Watching both of them earn a little understanding and regaining some respect from each other was nicely done. Having Rick simply start the Otis conversation with the definitive, I know what happened at the school was a little strange. Though, it might have been one of those bullshit cop moves where they just state something as fact, hoping that the perpetrator comes clean.
I like that.
That's a nice theory. That makes sense.
Think Shane saw through that?
Maybe.
Apparently not. Messed up.
Might be a reason Shane goes and pops Dale if he starts speculating on who the fuck told Rick.
Yeah.
Regardless, I'm relieved the conversation took place. I'm not a fan of the lost approach where everyone refuses to talk to each other about anything important. He belly laughed a couple times in the episode when Rick tells Shane that the hostage survivor will be safe tied up in the barn, assuming Shane doesn't break him out, was gold.
Yeah.
As was Rick's fuck you way of bringing up the wrench being thrown after saving Shane's stupid ass. Let's see. What else? He sells also a plug for other show. Thank you guys for turning me on to Justified. I just started the first season after listening to one of your casts to see what it's like, and I instantly and thoroughly liked the characters.
Yeah.
That's the thing about Justified is season 1 takes a bit to take off, but the fucking characters are so good it almost doesn't matter.
Yep.
It's the opposite of Walking Dead.
Yeah.
The characters carry the plot until like season 2 when it just gets amazing.
Definitely.
Brian from Long Island says, hey guys, this season's on fire. Wow, I'm loving it. So There are people here that are not seeing the problems. Rick shoots, or they just don't. The show is hitting the sweet spot for them.
Well, it is hit and miss. I mean, they're really good episodes.
Rick shoots zombie, and you can see the gun through his head. Runner-up, this is a zombie kill of the week. Oh, I forgot about this. Runner-up driving over to zombie, leaving the school.
Oh, the
double wheel hit.
Brutal, disgusting, and awesome.
The effects, again, Greg Nicotero, hats off to you, sir.
Yep.
Also, vote. He wants to put another vote about Lori. She needs to be zombie feed, +1.
Yeah.
Mike M. thought that episode is disappointed. It seemed like a series of false starts. It could have been stronger by pulling the trigger on at least one of the conflicts. Beth could have completed her suicide. Shane could have lost his battle on the bus. Or Randall could have been executed by either zombies, Rick, or Shane. Any one or more of these would have made the episode stronger. Totally agree.
Yep.
The timing of scenes were interesting. He actually liked the flash forward to Shane and the bus. I like the symbolism of the two dead cops awakening Rick's loyalty, and the lone walker perhaps reminding Shane of his status as a single man alone in the world. We know that Shane is driven by this fear more than anything. Our old friend, the Dark Passenger from Norway. Hello, guys. Just want to start off by saying I really like this episode. The way it was shot and all those great zombies. The makeup was great. I've been doing a little... wait a second. This is maybe a comic spoiler. He said, I was doing a little comic comparison. I remember that Rick never confronted Shane or Lori about the relationship. I mean, yeah, he listened, but he never spoke about it out loud. So he likes the fact that they were more direct. Also, Lori, she is kind of a housewife type in the comics. She doesn't like guns and doesn't like fighting. Well, that's actually pretty fair.
Yeah, that is.
And Andrew seems to become this alpha female. I think I don't feel any anger toward her anymore. I'm just glad she shut Lori up. Yeah, I was ready. We've said enough about that scene.
Definitely.
The real M. Stein says, I'm glad that they're amping up the conflict within the group. That conversation between Lori and Andrew in the kitchen was just painful to watch. Lori thinks women should stay in the kitchen. Andrew thinks they should just let the blonde girl kill herself. Most would disagree with both positions, so there's no side of the argument to be invested in. Very true.
Yep.
Finally, the single biggest issue with the series, in my opinion, is the group has no goal. What are they working towards? In the first season, the goal is to make it to the CDC, then to the safe zone. As elongated as the Sophia plotline was, at least they were working towards a purpose. Now they just want to stay on the farm and turn the series into a little house in the prairies with zombies.
Yep.
These characters need a goal and something to strive for. Without it, they're just moving in circles.
That is their goal. That's the whole point of the Randall storyline, is to try to keep them on the farm, anonymous.
I just wonder how they're going to blow the farm up.
They've got to.
They've only got 2 episodes to do it left, too. So there's got to be something spectacular that happens that makes it. And, yeah, we'll talk about that in the spoilers.
Maybe they need an RV hose, so they got to go out and find it.
Jesse B., the good. All the scenes with Shane and Rick and the confirmation that Rick knew very early that Shane and Lori were an item and his feelings about it and how strong Rick was for not giving in to his temptation to harm Shane. The awesomely sweet-ass camera angles, especially the one with the gun poking out of the zombie's head. Bringing up the winter and how it should be easier on them. Finally getting the conversation of conservation of ammo and how to find food and supplies. The bad, Shane agreeing that it must have been scratches that killed the guards and then cutting his hand open with the same knife he used to kill a zombie. Rick giving Shane a gun after Shane had tried to kill him. I think that was Beta Rick impressing upon Shane the fact that even though you've given me ample reason not to, I'm a good guy and I'm going to trust you.
Yep.
Would have been funny if Shane just emptied a pistol right in his face, though. The ugly, Lori's sexism, Andrew's snobbishness, Lori's sense of entitlement and plain selfishness, and the mustache weird zombie.
What?
I don't...
Mustache weird zombie?
I didn't see the mustache weird zombie. A hipster zombie.
Yeah, I didn't see any mustaches anywhere in this episode except for Dale.
Moving on... T. Baca from the ABQ. Shane is very lucky that Rick doesn't think or act like he does. If he did, Shane would be a dead man by now. By Shane's logic, once Rick was out of danger, he should have put Carl, Lori, and unborn baby first. Funny you didn't hear Shane preaching to Rick about how stupid it was to put his life on the line once he was out of danger. Obviously, the hard choices don't count if it means saving Shane's ass.
Yep, a little selfish.
Joseph H. picks up the poetry gauntlet that... I believe it was Ted threw down last week, wasn't it?
Maybe.
Ted K, didn't he do the poetry
Yeah, it was
song?
a really awesome poem we got last week.
Anyway, he picks up the gauntlet and he raises it with a haiku. The Lonely Walker, Aimless in a Golden Sea, Reflections of Shane.
Nice. I like it.
Especially since a true haiku has to mention something with nature.
You think so?
Yeah. No, it's like a rule.
A fact?
It's not just a 575. If it's not, it's something else. If it's not a haiku, it's no one cares. It's Japanese bullshit stuff.
Huh.
So. But yeah, you have to have some kind of reference to nature to make it a haiku. Otherwise, it's just a spoken word poem.
Dropping knowledge.
Boom, Drew T. Holy hell, 18 miles out was better than a free Los Hermanos meal. Knives, both literal and metaphoric, were certainly a motif. Oh, this is a good one. Rick cuts himself to demonstrate how they better survive in the long term. Shane cuts himself so he can survive in the short term. And Beth cuts herself because she doesn't know if she wants to live. Plus, she's wearing goth makeup. What?
I didn't see any goth makeup.
I couldn't get over how shiny white her teeth were, though.
Is she a juggalo? Is that what's happening?
And Randall is listening. Maybe it's just the suicidal, dark tendencies.
There you go.
And Randall is listening to Cutting Crew on his iPhone. Metaphorically, the characters are cutting each other with words.
Wow.
Andrea and Lori, Rick with Shane, Maggie with Andrea, and they're cutting ties with each other as well. Shane told Shane to cut his ties directly, but everyone's growing more distant, especially Herschel, who's off tipping cows while his daughter's suicidal. Very
pretty sweet analysis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like almost Breaking Bad level.
Definitely.
Also, contrary to what Randall said, you're probably better off alone than with a group. The less attachments you have, the better. You're not tied down by other people's needs or stupidity. Alone, you can do what you have to do to keep yourself safe. Together, you're probably deader than Peyton Manning's neck. Oh, I didn't see that coming. That hurt. Jim, you're a minch.
Armpit punch.
Aaron, you're the T-Dog of the cast. That's right. Grossly underutilized.
No. Absent. Mostly absent. No.
Daniel WB said, firstly, you misread my quote-unquote disappointment email a little out of context since I pinned that after watching the season opener. The shows are getting better as characters leave the farm. Hint, hint. The barn shootout should have drawn a small herd of zombies, which have put some giddy up on everyone leaving Herschel's. The rapid-fire cutaways between the DPW site and the farm really drew attention to how lame the farm is. Yes. Who is a suicide girl and why did she come out of her coma? That thread made me really appreciate my DVR's fast-forward button.
I agree.
Also, T-Dog needs a new agent, and will Lori start showing before she dies?
That's all very good questions.
Daniel WB's got Lori on a 9-month clock. Tick, 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 tick.
She has to stay around long enough to have a zombie baby, so...
T-Baka from the ABQ had a follow-up question. Why is the group worried about Randall's people coming to look for him? The guys in the truck were not going back to his group and confessing that he left Randall there in the fence. He would look like an ass for leaving Randall behind. Wouldn't he go to his group and say that he got eaten by walkers or that Rick killed him? They don't know the area. They wouldn't know where to look. It's kind of weird that Rick is suddenly completely antisocial. Like, no new people entering our group. Even this quote-unquote kid that just got mixed up with the wrong people. I'm surprised that wasn't an option. Like, we'll rehabilitate him. His crew is going to leave him to die. We took him back and fixed him up and nursed him back to health. Miraculous health.
Yeah, I mean, you would hope they could set that up better. Like, maybe they take in a survivor, and it turns out that he's a horrible person and tries to kill somebody. Yeah. Then I could see Rick being justified not taking any more people in.
Right. Rachel from Cleveland had a few stray thoughts, predictions. Rick has completely emasculated Shane. If you drank every time Rick belittled Shane or said, she is my wife, she is my son, that is my baby, she is my son, that's disturbing. During the episode, you'd be nursing a hangover on Monday. Rick rubs his family in Shane's face, then visibly considers abandoning Shane to fend for himself in an impossible situation, only to emasculate him by framing his rescue on a set of conditions. That Shane surrender himself to Rick's way indefinitely. Shane's balls must be pretty sore at the end of this episode.
And his armpit.
But surprisingly, I think Shane lives to see season 3 because Lori's death at the end, it has to be at the end of season 2, not Shane. The writers must want us to hate Lori, or at least not mind having her gone, because this episode has pushed my tolerance for her beyond the limit. I officially proclaim her irredeemable. You've got the Rachel from Cleveland... I've had enough limit. She's an anchor to the group. She's a root of the violent dispute between the two most experienced, capable leaders of the group, which will inevitably create the prominent fracture in the group as a whole.
Proof that we're not just misogynist assholes who hate Lori. This is a woman saying, I hate Lori.
I don't know.
Everyone hates Lori.
I think that this show does a horrible disservice to women, honestly. And not since, this is my thoughts, not Rachel's, not since Popeye versus Bluto have I seen two guys waste more time over such a worthless, trophy, quote unquote trophy of a woman. Back to Rachel.
And they're both similarly thin.
If these people split up, they're all dead, save a couple here or there. Also, how dare she bitch about something as relatively safe, stable, normal, and relatively easy as cooking and cleaning. Yeah, no one likes housework, but would she rather take the responsibility of zombie watch, or zombie slaying, or zombie burning, or on occasion zombie bait? Lori is reckless, self-centered, righteous, and clueless. She's got to go.
Yes. Amen.
David L. says, good episode, a lot going on. I must have missed a day in school where they taught you to let people's suicidal feelings alone to work it out on their own.
Yeah.
Andrea accomplished a difficult task by sounding crazier than a suicidal person. Alex S., I would really like an entire episode focused on Daryl, T-Dog, and Dale. Have them stuck in a zombie-infested building and need to fight their way out, something along those lines. I think that might give them some much-needed character development. Who would you want an episode like that to focus on?
Well,
not
obviously
Dale.
Daryl, because we all love Daryl already.
Daryl and T-Dog and Glenn, I think, is a good start.
You're just done with Dale. You don't even care. You don't want him.
Man, what the fuck? No. Yeah, I mean, I like Dale for what he is, but he's not and never has been a zombie slayer.
Yeah. Whereas I could see T-Dog because he has a vicious curb stomp.
It would be kind of cool to put Dale in that role and then have him choose to sacrifice himself to save someone at the end. Like the only one that so far voluntarily sacrificed himself.
Maybe
everybody else
put his money where his mouth is and save Shane.
Like stay true to his principles.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, I'm kind of on board with the Daryl, T-Dog, and Dale train now.
Sure. Awesome.
Can we add Glenn to it?
Yeah, I want to see more of Glenn. I like Glenn.
I wonder who would be the leader in that group. I would want to say Daryl, except for Daryl just wouldn't take it. Daryl doesn't want to be the leader.
Daryl doesn't want to be a leader.
He wants to bitch from the rear and out badass everyone. That's his primary goals.
Yeah, he just wants to be left alone to do his own thing.
I kind of think Glenn would be the leader in that group.
He might be. He would certainly be the strategist, right?
Yeah, because he seems to take charge in that kind of way, even with Rick. Like, this is what you need to do, this is what I need to do, and everybody's like, yeah, okay. That's all the feedback we have. That's all the feedback we had.
Great. Didn't take too long, about a half hour.
Kick it to outro?
Yeah, definitely.
Keep up with Jim and I and all the podcasts we do and all the shows we cover at baldmove.com. Get at us an email, watchingdead@baldmove.com, facebook.com/baldmove. Tweet at us at baldmove. The way you can support us is, number one, tell your friends. Number two, leave us positive iTunes reviews if you haven't already. Both of those things help us get the word out and grow the audience and get more feedback and more fun for us. And if you want to help keep us free and no bullshit commercials and no bullshit on our site, please use our amazon.baldmove.com link. It costs you nothing. If you're going to be buying stuff on Amazon anyway, it just gives us a little tiny percentage as a way of Amazon saying thanks for directing the traffic to us. So, again, not saying buy a bunch of stupid stuff. But if you are buying stupid stuff on Amazon, please use amazon.baldmove.com.
Definitely. All right, that's it for this episode. Next week's is going to be called Judge, Jury, Executioner. Sounds interesting. Should be good. So until then...
Do you think it's going to guest star Sylvester Stallone?
Judge Dredd?
Yeah. I am the law.
I don't think so.
I hope it does. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it would be much needed
underrated
characterization.
Movie. Underrated movie. I'm just going to say it.
Anyway, join us next week. Until then, I'm Jim.
And I'm Aaron. See you in the spoilers.
We're back. Let's go ahead and run the preview for next week.
On the next episode of AMC's The Walking Dead.
I didn't do anything! Just shot at my boys. Try to take this farm. Just trying to tell me you're innocent?
Boy there's got a gang, and they ain't looking to make friends.
You're just gonna kill him? People are scared. They need to be safe. I own that.
Rick's the leader of this group.
We ought to change that.
If we do this, the people that we were, the world that we knew is dead.
There are only 3 episodes left this season. A special look at a scene from next week's The Walking Dead.
Over dramatic Dale.
Dale has just taken over Rick's spot as,
Yeah, he's been moving into that for a while.
the world we've known is gone.
Hiding the guns.
Plus that Andrew Lincoln has lost all vestiges of accent in this thing.
As he hit me with a line from Rick.
He's there was just one right there. Let's do that again. See if you can detect any kind of accent.
You're just gonna kill him? People are scared. They need to be safe.
People are scared. They need to be safe. That's not English. That's not Southern. He's like his horrible accent and his English accent has it's like the opposite wave of a sound that just like noise cancellation. He has now got zero accent.
Yeah, he's from like California.
Kevin Costner should try to go for a horrible Scottish accent.
Oh God!
And then he'd come out like normal.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Anyway,
balancing accents.
Are we excited about next week's episode?
Yes, I am, because I want to see resolutions, and it looks like we're going to get some.
You think so?
I think Randall will be resolved next week, one way or another.
All right, so I've got mega spoilers, basically synopsis. Do you want me to read it, or portions of it? I'm not going to read the whole thing.
Hell yeah, we got to read it, right?
All right, so the episode starts with...
That's what we're here for.
The episode starts with Daryl beating the shit out of Randall in a shed. Randall reveals that the group has about 30 people, including women and children, and that he doesn't know where they're staying since they're always on the move. He also says they're heavily armed and tells a story about how they once found the guy with 2 young daughters out while out scavenging and proceeded to rape the girls, letting their father live so he could watch.
Jesus.
Daryl then beats him even harder. Cue theme music. So this guy is obviously not a good guy.
Yeah, and I think they foreshadowed that when they had him stabbing the zombie in the head.
He is not a good guy, Randall. Daryl leaves the shed and reveals to the others what he found out. Based on that knowledge, Rick decides that he needs to kill Randall. Only Dale argues against it. And then he goes on this campaign, which we saw a scene of Dale trying to campaign Shane, which is kind of hilarious.
Hamming it up. Yeah.
The only one that sides with him in the end is Andrea.
What?
Yeah.
Andrea's all over the map. I don't get it.
Lori's all over the road. Andrew's all over the map. Majority rules, so Randall is to be executed.
Good.
There's a moment between Herschel and Glenn at which the old man gives Glenn his father's watch that he's been holding up his ass this entire zombie apocalypse.
Ass watch. Him and Dale. What's it with old guys and ass watches?
That's what they do.
Yep.
But they hold that uncomfortable hunk of metal up their ass, and then he gives it to him as a way of blessing his relationship with his daughter.
Didn't they already establish that flask was kind of his thing? Why doesn't he give him that flask?
Boy, I'm giving you a demon in the bottle.
You're gonna need it. Maggie's a handful.
Yes, she is. Meanwhile, Carl sneaks into the shed to look at Randall, who begs Carl to help him escape. Shane finds him there, drags him out, telling him to stop trying to get himself killed. Carl then immediately goes and calls Carol an idiot for believing that Sophia is in heaven.
Who does that?
Carl.
Oh.
Carl. Carl turns atheist. He goes... channels his inner Bill Maher. Bill Maher.
Yeah. Apparently zombies don't go to heaven. Is Carl's theory.
Richard Dawkins. Rick asks him to apologize and start thinking before opening his mouth. I think that's what he did do.
Yeah.
Then he steals Daryl's gun, finds a walker stuck in a swamp, and tries to shoot it. Before he can do that, the walker breaks free and attempts to grab Carl, who freaks out and runs away. At nightfall, Rick takes Randall to the barn and prepares to shoot him, but Carl comes in to watch. Rick pussies out, can't do it. Near the woods, Dale finds a mutilated cow and is attacked by the same walker as from before, who freed itself from the swamp to follow Carl. Dale doesn't get bit, but the walker tears open his guts before he's killed by Daryl. Dale's wounds are too grave, and Daryl performs a mercy killing by shooting him in the head in episode.
Hell yeah.
So now the anonymous source sent us this, and they also sent us some screenshots showing Zombie Shane and a gun to Dale's head. to substantiate the mercy killing aspect, and also sent in a image of Carl Jr., I think, lining up the shot on the swamp zombie. I don't think that was Zombie Shane. It was a very low quality resolution of that.
Okay.
I recognize the Zombie Shane by the lobes, for sure.
Yeah.
So I think that's definitely, at this point, this is as well confirmed as the Sophia thing was at the same point as last year. We have gotten some conflicting spoiler reports. There were some reports that Zombie Shane's going to bite Lori and Rick has to kill Lori. Mm-hmm. But our inside source is saying that those are not good. Those are not accurate spoilers. Yeah. So if you see those on Reddit, just, if you got confidence in our source, then discount those. If not, we'll get a new wrinkle on our ass and we'll call bullshit on our official spoiler source. But he's been right so far.
Yep.
He or she has been right so far. Anything to say about all that? Honestly, I think Dale dying is a great thing.
I don't think it's great. I think I'm okay with it. Like, I don't think Dale is a huge player at this point.
Which is a good reason to kill him. Streamline the cast.
I don't know why they're killing Dale and presumably Shane. Because it seems like they're the two with the most contentious views on each other, and they're just killing off that thread by killing both of them. Like, wouldn't one suffice? Wouldn't killing just Shane kind of close off both of those loose ends?
Yeah, but you
Rick
still got
Dale?
You still got Dale, and
so they just don't want to deal with Dale anymore.
I just think he's an unnecessary. Look, you've got only so much screen time, and would you want to see Dale over anyone else in the group at this point?
Lori.
Okay, granted.
I'd rather Lori be dead, but you're right.
I actually think the slim possibility of redemption for Lori is that Shane gets killed and she settles the fuck down.
I don't see it happening.
I don't either. I'm just saying.
Andrea's still around to call her on her bullshit.
Yeah. I don't know. So, but she can't say that nothing ever bad happens to Lori. That's something that we didn't really talk about in the main cast. I wish we had. The fact that that's a pretty accurate critique of Lori.
Oh, it is. And I think it vastly affects, I mentioned a little bit about her viewpoint. It really affects the way her character views this world.
Yeah.
Everyone else is totally alone. They have nobody else except this group. Lori's got her whole fucking family there.
Yeah, that's true. No one has any family connections, other than Herschel.
Yeah, and they're the new part of the group, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm sure eventually none of them will have connections either. Maybe one of them will be left or something. And
at what point do you think this group's going to trust enough to start letting new members back in?
I don't know if they'll ever do that, especially after what's happening with Randall.
Well, it has to happen because of we've heard about this Michonne stuff.
That's a good point.
Maybe a girl with a samurai sword dragging two zombies behind her makes you sit up and take notice.
Yeah, or maybe there's something about her character that they trust intrinsically.
Let's talk about this too. You started to mention this in the show. We had to edit it out. The fact that Merle might be running with this pack.
I'm wondering, yeah.
This seems like the type of pack Merle would run with.
Rape two daughters in front of this guy's face.
Yeah.
Definitely has the feel of Merle on it.
And also, I'm wondering if this is, because we just got, we'll talk about this here in a minute, they just announced that they've cast the governor.
Yeah.
We've got this band of people that's raping and pillaging and taking things by force. It seems like maybe this is the introduction that they're going to follow them to the prison, and this group is going to be the genesis of the governor.
Maybe.
So, anyway, speaking of that, Mike D and also Eric M tweeted in or sent us an email saying that Glenn Mazzara tweeted the following: that David Morrissey from State of Play has landed one of the most anticipated roles on AMC's The Walking Dead. The British actor. Oh boy, another
British Southern
swinging
accent.
for the Southern accent is set to join the mega hit zombie drama as a new series regular in season 3, playing the Governor, a popular character from Robert Kirkman's graphic novel that serves as the basis for the AMC series. The Governor is the leader of Woodbury, a small settlement of survivors, and becomes the chief antagonist for The Walking Dead's lead Rick Grimes and his group. Morrissey, repped by the collective, I don't give a shit about any of that stuff. Anyway, so the other interesting thing about this is in the comic, the governor gets his hand cut off and Rick gets his hand cut off by the governor. Mm-hmm. It'd be interesting if Merle was in that group and it's like, I want you to cut this boy's hand off like he cut my hand off.
Yeah.
And that's like, whips a crowd into frenzy and whoosh, there it goes.
That'd be cool. Or maybe he makes Rick cut his own hand off like Merle had to.
And then feeds it to him like that. What are we? Is this Sin City or The Walking Dead? Jesus Christ.
Man, it's going to go some dark places. It has to.
Yeah. I mean, there's some, like, have you gotten any of the governor sequences?
No, I haven't. No. I need to read that stuff.
The most fucked up thing I've ever seen in the comics to date. So the governor's got this whole wall set up in his dwelling where it's aquariums full of zombie heads. And he watches them like TV.
With water in there or just...
I can't remember if there's water or anything, but they're zombie heads that are moving and like rah, 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 and he just sits there.
Holy shit.
He sits there in a lazy boy and watches it like TV.
Wow, that's pretty messed up, man.
That's fucked up. Can you imagine what that would be like, though?
I can't imagine what a live action scene of that would look like.
It's going to be fucked up.
I hope they show that.
I hope they don't make noise though, because a headless zombie can't make noise beyond clicking and like.
Yeah. It can't have any
moaning.
It doesn't have any air moving through its vocal cords. So,
no. Yeah. I'm not going to suspend my belief. Walk Dead can walk, sure, but they don't have vocal cords and lungs, and fuck you. Anyway, TJ from Michigan states, next I'm starting to see the spoiler you let fly a couple weeks ago definitely happening. Shane will die and Andrew will leave the group. More on that in a bit. After Carl shoots zombie after Carl shoots zombie Shane, Rick will be forced to tell everyone that Jenner told him that all were infected in an emotional scene, which I can't help but play through my head in Aaron's awesome Rick Grimes voice. He will yell these words, they're not the Walking Dead, we are.
And then Andrew
that was
will
my best Rick.
And say, no one cur.
No one cur. And finally, I think Carol will bite it somehow sooner than later, maybe not now, but at the beginning of Season 3, and here's why I think that. I was watching The Mist a little while back, and I noticed that the movie had Dale, Andrew, Carol, and the Mexican guy from Season 1 in it.
Really?
I didn't know it had Andrew. I didn't know about the rest. I did a little research and found that this guy was in a Frank Darabont film. I think the new producers and showrunners will get rid of all the Darabonters while reshaping the story completely so that you can't just read the comics and sour yourself through the story. Sorry this is so long. Just wanted to get it out there. You guys are great, and I can't wait for next episode. Yeah, I kind of agree. I've seen so Game of Thrones follows the source material almost slavishly.
Yeah.
Justified, I've been reading some of the novels it's based on, and they do a really good job of taking the best out of the best characters, the best dialogue. It's like they pull out the best characters, the best action scene, and the best dialogue, and then they blend them up into a pleasing order. So it's like you recognize where it's coming from, but it's in a completely different setting out of a different character's mouth, but it's still awesome.
Yeah.
Walking Dead seems to be taking this approach of, we're going to take some of the stuff from the comics, but we're going to put twists on it, and some of it works, some of it doesn't. I feel like there's not another good example of the Master and Commander movie, which probably nobody sees unless I've read the books, but they basically pillaged 20 books for the best scenes and put them in 2 hours with a movie, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a blueprint you can do with this material, and Walking Dead's trying something
Maybe the
different.
issue is that comics are a very, very different format than a television show. Comics can gloss over things that television doesn't really gloss over, and it can span lengthier periods of time and jump around in the timeline a little bit more than TV.
I think people are a little bit more forgiving of plot holes in comics too.
I would say definitely, yeah. So they're having to fill in a lot of the holes that the comic book doesn't have to explain, doesn't have to deal with. I wonder if they're just having trouble with those parts, because I can see the CDC is cool. I can see the prison is cool. I can see all the stuff is cool. Although CDC wasn't in the comic until maybe later. I don't know.
No, I don't think it ever was.
Okay. So there's a lot of stuff in there that is straight out of the comic, but they have to fill in a lot more holes. I wonder if that's the issue.
Do you think that it seems to me, and I don't know, I haven't read enough behind the scenes, but it seems like Kirkman's taken a much larger role with Darabont exiting.
Okay.
Do you think some of this is just himself taking more control but not really knowing what he's doing with his comic book background? Because I noticed that the action certainly kicked up a notch in season 2.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
But the storytelling and atmosphere has somewhat declined. Mm-hmm. So in Darabont's hands, you had some really good character moments and some genuinely... Like, I haven't been scared in season 2 yet. I was scared 2 or 3 times in season 1. I just feel like that maybe that's a part of Kirkman bringing his comic book sensibilities to the plot and Mazzara trying to jerk the show into a cinematic direction. So you've got this kind of like very schizophrenic result that's more exciting consistently.
Well, I thought Darabont on the whole was more cinematic. I mean, certainly he's a movie director and he doesn't have any TV experience. And you look at Glenn Mazzara's old work, like he directed or he did a bunch of work on The Shield. I don't know exactly what he did. But that was a show that didn't have much fancy cinematography and themes and stuff running through it. It was basically a pretty straightforward cop show. I don't think that
Jesus, we've
Glenn
been calling
Mazzara
him Greg.
is running...
It's Glenn. I've been calling him Greg the whole time.
Oh, I call him Glenn.
I know. Well, I'm an idiot. Correct me, please.
Will do. I don't think Glenn has the cinematic chops that Darabont has. I mean, you look at some of the episodes from early in season 1, like that. The opening pilot is fantastic. That's plays like a movie to me. But you look at a lot of the stuff that's happened since then, and I don't see it, man. Especially in this last few episodes after Darabont left, I don't see it. The movie feel is lost to me.
I don't know. I feel like I'm getting several examples of, very cinematic things that's happened in the last few episodes.
Yeah, but they're not.
What are you meaning?
Kind of all encompassing of the episode. They're just like a shot. I'm talking about there was a very cinematic feel to the first episode overall. Like, you had these overarching themes of Rick waking up to this world that is completely changed, and how does he deal with that? And it was kind of the big crux of that episode. And you've got all these really cool shots, and yeah, those are just shots. But it just felt more cohesive to me, more like a movie. And, I mean, maybe that was to do with the budget that they had there, Because the pilot always gets way bigger of a budget.
Right. Okay, well.
So, I don't know. I'm still on board with Darabont's old stuff.
Do we have anything else to talk about in the spoiler section?
No, I don't have any spoilers beyond the emails.
I think the listeners got their money's worth in this week's cast.
Yeah, it's a long cast. Sorry about that.
I'm looking forward to our review rating going down on iTunes.
Yeah. Go give us some 1 stars.
As all the fans of the show decide, the true fans of the show savage us. But
yeah.
So I don't know. Like I said, I feel